The verdict is still out on whether or not the marriage age should be raised to 18. A consultation held on Thursday was designed to find some sort of middle ground in the child marriage debate. The Attorney General says while the government had suggested raising the marriage age to 18 across the board, they were alerted by concerned groups that there may be some validity in allowing marriage between the 16 to 18 age range. Soyini Grey reports.
Thursday afternoon's consultation on marriage acts and issues related to children was centered on whether the legal age for all 4 marriage acts should be raised to 18. But then the argument for allowing marriage between persons 16 to 18 years of age was presented to the government for consideration.
The point that came away from the pause was the very responsible voices who stepped forward to say, hold on guys, let's have a look at this judicial exception, this consent position. And some of you are sitting in this audience today.
It suggested that marriage between persons 16 to 18 be allowed where the child gives their unbiased consent. Their parents and or guardians give theirs, and then there's also the possibility of judicial permission. But the AG said in the case of judicial consent, with the average case taking 3 years to be heard, by the time a decision is made, the 16-year-old applicant would have turned 19 and no longer require their permission. This was acknowledged and treated by some of the associations and groups taking part in the consultation.
There's a total difference between sexual experimentation, which is what the Romeo Clause really addresses, and 2 people saying they want to get married and cohabitate and supposedly go ahead and have children.
When we looked at the data, we're suggesting that given the number of marriages that have occurred within that age group of 16 to 18 over the period of, let's say, the last 10 years, it doesn't suggest that it would overwhelm the system. But we're suggesting that the applications go to the family court.
One contributor to the discussion asked if we'd suitably considered whether 16-year-olds were mature enough to make the decision to get married. She started by saying that she was in favor of the marriage age being set to 18 across the board.
The issue is, essentially, we're talking about very legal terms, but the issue is essentially maturity, right? Does a 16-year-old have the maturity to know if this is the best decision for her?
There are essentially 4 marriage acts in Trinidad and Tobago: Hindu, Muslim, Orisha, and civil. All allow for persons under the age of 18 to be married in some form or the other. Thursday's consultation was meant to help the government amend the acts in a way that would meet global standards while honoring local customs and traditions. A summary of the discussions from the consultation on the Marriage Act should be made available next week. Soyini Grey, CNews.